Hello everyone, how are you? I'm kind of okay. It's late October, we're going into November tomorrow, and the shades of night are drawing in as autumn is upon us, at least it is in the Northern Hemisphere, and there's a danger of seasonal affective disorder, that feeling of there's not enough light. I'm quite jolly today because I had a cold shower, but you know, that happens once in a blue moon. So let's ask 3 questions for the month of November. I've got 3 decks. I've got the Pop Stars, the Luminash, and the Canuel Oracle. So let's start with the Canuel Oracle. At this point in the reading, we're just being a bit creative. We're not really asking the spirit guides for anything much. I'm just going to say, give us 3 questions, and we can just be creative about these questions. We're just going to use these 3 decks to suggest 3 questions, okay? Here's a question for November. The Clock. Now this deck comes with a commentary booklet, and the creator of the deck says of the clock tells you when it's time to move. Make the most of the time that you have. So I'm going to say, to put this into a question, what is timely for us in November? In which areas of our life, or with which thing, or with which person do we need to move? Make a move, okay? What is it time to do? That was the Canuel Oracle. Let's take a major arcana from the Luminash Tarot, from Ashla Estrella here. Please give us another question for the month of November. Chariots. Now for Chariot, I'm going to go for the persona aspect of Chariot, this Cancerian idea of the outer shell that permits one to progress through life. So I'm going to say, what is the message regarding our persona that we need to have during the month of November? And then finally, the Pop Star deck. Please give us a 3rd question for the month of November. And our pop star is Dolly Parton, who said, "Stand by your man." What do we need to stand by in the month of November? And here's the lovely Dolly Parton. Not such good likeness, but that's not really the point of this deck, is it? It's kind of pop stars reduced to playing cards, melting into their archetypal selves. Let's take the International Icon Tarot and ask for some answers for November. Please give us 3 answers for those 3 questions regarding the month of November. To heighten the suspense, I shall pause for a sip of tea. Very nice too. Let's see, November, ladies and gentlemen, November. Okay. So there we have Devil, 9 of Cups, 6 of Coins. It is time to get satisfaction. It's time for the feeling of the full belly after a good dinner. What you wanted, needed, and deserved. Okay, so the time has come to make a move to make that happen. Now, with regard to the persona that we might need to work with in the near future, in the coming months, it seems that it might be necessary for us at least to appear to be selfish, okay? To at least to appear to be putting number one first, pursuing our instinctive desires and needs. So the devil is clearly a reference to these lower chakra energies which over the years and in certain cultural contexts have been demonized, and certainly not the whole story, but are an important part of the story. That is where we get our strength. So it seems to me that this is, if we're going to wear any kind of mask or costume or hat in November, it seems rather a bold sort of mask or costume to wear. I'm recording this video on Halloween, where everyone's running around with devil masks on. So it's kind of appropriate for the moment of the reading. And maybe the wearing of these devil masks, it's understood not to be that you are intending to sacrifice people on the altar, or run in and run into the homes of elderly ladies and steal their life savings. It's more like an embracing of the lusty, intuitive and forward thrusting energy of life. And on the other side of the reading, on the other side of the spread, we see the Dolly Parton question and the answer. So the Dolly Parton question was, what do we want to stand by during this month? And here we do have a card of generosity. So we stick with this principle of generosity while frankly pushing ahead to get some sort of result, some sort of satisfaction that we have wanted perhaps for a while. And these two things clearly can go hand in hand. There's no reason why we shouldn't honour our own needs and our own desires at the same time as being generous with our fellow people. I'm Robert Farrar, this is Tea and Tara, and I will be back next week with more of this stuff. Have a lovely November. Bye.